Welcome everybody to Top Lines Live at 5. My name is Brian Devine here with Topline, and today we're going to be talking about your digital marketing foundation. The reason that we need to talk about this is I run into this more often than I care to admit. It's that there are so many tactics, so many things that we can do when it comes to online marketing to drive patients through the door. And some are going to work better than others in different areas, and for different types of offices, different offers in different areas work better. So there's all these sort of moving parts. And most people want to just jump right into the exciting stuff, which is to get those ads going. And what we find is that if we don't have the foundation in place, if we're not rock solid with that underpinning, with what holds that all up, then we tend not to do as well as we could, or certainly not as well as I want to. And it's a difficult situation where I have people that want to do all this fun stuff, but their foundation isn't in place. It's not solid, and I have to backtrack them. And if they're not willing to do it, I really don't feel comfortable moving forward. And I've had to make those choices where I just don't take on the client. And it's frustrating, I think, for all sides. So I wanted to put this video out there so that we can talk about it, so that if you are considering working with us here at Topline, that you know that we have to know that your foundation is in place and it's solid. It doesn't mean that we have to be the ones that have done it or that are doing it. We just need to know that those things are in place so that you're going to get the highest, absolute best return on investment with everything else that we can do for you. And the easiest way to show you what this is all about, I mean, I can talk about it till the cows come home, but I'm going to show you this image that I've got for you. Okay, I'm going to transition over here. And what this is our stage one, the foundation. And these are the three things that really have to be in place and have to be rock solid before we can start doing any of the other things to get your phone to ring. And number one is your website. Think of that as the digital version of your front office. It has to look great. It has to be inviting. It gives people that basic information that they're looking for. It doesn't have to be 300 pages. You can get away with 5 to 7 pages, believe it or not. You don't even have to have the 30 pages that a lot of the big companies are trying to push you into. As long as you answer the very main concepts and then give people a reason to contact you, now you've got a decent website. And obviously you want it to look professional. So if it's not looking nice and clean, then you aren't creating that presence, that online front office that you want. And it means that the other things that we do that people then check out your website, they're not going to do very well. In fact, sometimes they'll just fall flat if your website is subpar, if it's not holding up. Now, the next thing is your Facebook page. What happens is, if your Facebook page, it doesn't look very good, or it has not been updated in weeks or months, people immediately assume, now this is not like something that they've written down and they just decide. No, what happens is they start to think that you're not busy, that you're not active, that you're not engaged in your community. And that's a mistake. You don't want people thinking that way. So the first thing that you want to do with your Facebook page is just make sure it's being updated. I would recommend somewhere between, at the very least, 2 or 3 times a week. And that is how you know that you are not going to be seen as not engaged with your community. And if you can, 2 to 3 times a day is ideal. And I know that sounds like a lot, which is why we are here, which is why we do what we do, so that we can just take that over for you, so that when you or someone in your practice actually does make that post, you're the 3rd post for the day, and it's going to have good traction. And 3 is kind of that weird magic number where, as long as we're not over 3, we're not kind of causing any problems with Facebook's algorithms. And if we are under, let's say, if we go really low and we're only once a week, then pretty much no one's ever going to see what you post. So we've got to kind of play around with that. And then finally, your reputation. This is so important today. And I'm glad that we decided just really a couple of years ago to dive into this wholeheartedly, because we started to see the shift where people were looking at reviews before almost anything else when they're making a decision to choose an office. And if your reputation, even if it's great, but it hasn't been updated recently, you're in trouble because somebody else is going to have updated current reviews and they're going to seem more relevant than you. So this is some crazy, crazy stuff. And we can go deep into reputation and what it all means and how important it is and all the statistics that we have. But I just want you to get this major message here, that you have to have your foundation in place and it needs to be rock solid, because it's going to be what everything else we do rests upon. And if it's weak and it crumbles, then everything else starts to fall apart and you don't get the return on investment that you deserve. And I want you thinking about this. When people are getting an ad from you, whether it is online or offline, if they were given a referral, it doesn't matter. If they've been given your name or they've seen your name or they've seen your offers, your ads, they're going to do these three things. They're going to, number one, they're going to check your website. Number two, they're going to check out your Facebook page. And number three, they're going to look at your reputation online. So those are the first three things that everyone does. So we have to make sure that they are rock solid. Okay, that's what I wanted to cover today. We'll go over stage 2 and stage 3 here over the next couple of days. But please let me know what questions you have. What can we do to support you? And I look forward to seeing you next time on Top Lines Live at 5. That's it for me. Bye for now.